Hello, this is the virtual Glacial Erosion Lab, and of course, you will be clicking on a link for another simulation. This is, to me, by far one of the easier simulation labs we do. As usual, I do have an introductory level video that I would strongly recommend you to watch before you start watching the simulation. And I would watch when you do click on the link to watch the simulation, I would watch it and open it up in Internet Explorer. It just seems to run smoother, the Flash plugin. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce. And before I do bounce over to Explorer, you do see that there are 4 questions that you'll be answering on the lab in relation to the simulation. I am now bouncing over to the lab, and the simulation at its core is basically a matching activity for you to understand how glaciers, either continental or mountain or valley glaciers, how they effectively, either through erosion or deposition, effect and create landscapes around the Earth. So right now I'm looking at, there are 2 types of glaciers: continental, which are much larger in scale than versus mountain or valley glaciers. And you could click on each one of these and it will show you the associated name and definition and a little bit of clues of what you associate to find with this type of erosion or deposition associated with glaciers. So now I'm looking at a mountain or valley glaciers, and in this example here, you could see there is a variety of landforms that are created as associated with erosional deposition or just erosional carving associated with valley glaciers. And you can click on or U-shaped valley here, and it gives you a detailed description. This is not the lab in itself, but it's to teach you some of the terminology and visually to match up so you could see as a clue of what types of landforms are created around areas with glacial activity. The real lab picks up where you are required to go through 6 sites and have a picture, and you do have a clue to effectively match the picture in the term that you see here, or the picture that you see associated with a location here in Wisconsin, and then you match it with the appropriate landform terms that you learned up in here. So as you were learning some of the terms down up in the different types of continental and valley glaciers, they are down here in the associated landforms list. And this is overall just a great matching activity for you to understand. So when you get a clue here, if you don't quite get it, there is a clue that you could pick off to the side here that gives you a little bit of a hint of which one of these terms is correct. All right. Once you get it, you make the correct answer. I'm going to do this first one for you. I believe I know what it is. I think it's from my work. I think it is, thought they were Sertel. So I'm going to pick one of them, and I'm going to click check. If nothing pops up, then that means that when you hit check, it will actually tell you where you need to look. Oh, there it was, erratics. I was having trouble finding. So in this example, in Wisconsin, these boulders were picked up and deposited from glacial erosion associated with the continental glacier, and right there is erratics. These are large boulders that are carried on a large continental sheet glacier, and as the glacier melts and retreats, it deposits them here. And these massive boulders left in the field are the legacy of a glacial movement across the landscape. So once you click and do site 1, you can then go to site 2 and you start all over and you get through all 6 sites. And once you get through all 6 sites and do a correct matching, it's just an idea of can you match up what you see on a diagram to real-world examples across the world that we see when we travel of the effect of glacial erosion or deposition on the land. Again, this is not the lab itself. The lab itself is with the journal questions. And there are 4 journal questions that you will record directly in Canvas. And there's question 1, 2, 3, and 4. These questions are fairly general, and if you've gone through these readings and watched the associated intro video, you should be fine. I will stop the video there. I'm pretty confident you will have no problem. But again, we do live in Illinois. We literally live in an area defined by glacial erosion. In particular, continental glacial erosion is what has created our fertile farmland and flat ground. So this exercise is just a perfect opportunity for you to understand some of our local geography and how it shaped the legacy of glacial erosion and how it affected central Illinois. Should be an easy lab. Best of luck, and I hope to hear any questions from you if you're having any trouble. Thank you.